Jet Justice. Buddy Pine was Mr. Incredible's #1 fan. He dreamed of becoming a superhero himself, going so far as to invent gadgets so he could fight crime as Incrediboy. But when Mr. Incredible rejected him, Buddy's admiration twisted into obsession and hatred. Buddy reinvented himself as Syndrome, a tech genius who weaponized his intellect. With a multi-million-dollar island base, an army of automated drones, and weaponized AI. In his final act of desperation, Syndrome tried to kidnap Jack, the Par's infant son, but he underestimated the baby's powers. Jack turned into a fireball, a demon, and a lead weight mid-air. Syndrome still tried to flee, rocketing toward his private jet, but karma came flying in hot. As he ascended, his cape, the very thing Edna Mode warned heroes never to wear, got caught in the jet's turbine. In seconds, he was sucked into the engine and obliterated off-screen, with nothing left but flaming wreckage. Explosive exit. El Macho was once a legendary villain from Mexico, known for his brute strength, fearlessness, and ridiculously macho antics. His criminal resume was absurdly dramatic. He once strapped himself to a shark, covered it in dynamite, and rode it into an active volcano, supposedly dying in the process. Naturally, the villain world saw it as the most macho way to go out. But that was just the beginning. Years later, Eduardo resurfaced, alive, older, and running a restaurant called Salsa and Salsa in a shopping mall. To the public, he was a lovable food vendor. But beneath the guacamole and charm, he was still El Macho. And he had one more plan for world domination. It turns out he faked his death to stay low. Hanged, Clayton was a hunter. Hired as a bodyguard and guide for Jane Porter and her father on their expedition to study gorillas in Africa, Clayton posed as a polite, charming gentleman. As Tarzan introduced Jane and Professor Porter to the gorilla family, Clayton's true intentions boiled to the surface. He manipulated Tarzan's curiosity and naivety to learn the location of the gorillas, and once he got what he wanted, the gloves came off. The final battle takes place in the heart of the jungle, amid a violent storm. Clayton chases Tarzan through the treetops with a machete, hacking vines in a blind rage. Tarzan, using his environment to his advantage, traps Clayton in a web of jungle ropes and vines. In his fury, Clayton slashes wildly, not realizing he's wrapping a vine around his own neck. He leaps from a branch, only to drop and suddenly jerk mid-air. Lightning flashes, the screen goes still, and there it is, his shadow, dangling from a tree, swaying in silence. A Disney movie with a literal hanging. Drawn to light. Turbo was once the golden boy of Litwak's arcade, headlining the 8-bit racer Turbo Time. When a newer driving game stole the crowds, Turbo couldn't handle becoming invisible. In a desperate bid for attention, he hijacked the rival's cabinet, corrupting its code and bricking both games. Thought to be erased, Turbo actually fled the outage. Years later, a candy-coated kart racer, Sugar Rush, was installed. Turbo hacked its code, rewrote the roster, crowned himself King Candy, and rewired everyone's memories. During the final race, the candy world is overrun by virus insects from the game Shooter Heroes Duty. Turbo fuses with one, becoming one of them. Ralph triggers a Diet Cola Mountain beacon. Like moths to flame, every bug, including Turbo, dives for the light. Mid-flight, the beacon's glare overrides Turbo's ego. The entire colony plunges into the molten cola core. One volcanic boom later, Turbo's corrupted code disintegrates in bubbly lava, erased for good. Blown away, Shan Yu was the ruthless commander of the Huns, leading an invasion force over the Great Wall of China. Unlike other Disney villains who craved wealth or power, Shan Yu was driven by a single primal goal: domination through fear. To him, conquering China wasn't just a military objective, it was a game of strength. He sought to test the might of the Chinese Empire and prove no wall, no emperor, and no army could stop him. Just when victory seemed within reach, Shan Yu faced an unexpected enemy: Mulan, using strategy over brute force, she led him to the roof of the palace. There, with Mushu's help and a well-aimed rocket, she blasted a massive firework into his chest, just as he charged. Shan Yu was launched high into the sky, his body silhouetted against the moon, and exploded in a fiery blast of red and gold, his ashes raining down over the forbidden city. Sleight of hand. Scar was born the younger brother of Mufasa, the noble king of the Pride Lands. Overshadowed in strength, leadership, and legacy, Scar seethed in jealousy his entire life. With Simba born as the heir, Scar was now third in line, and that lit the fuse. He believed he was the rightful king, not by honor but by intellect. Scar saw manipulation, cunning, and fear as superior to strength or nobility. Scar was able to take out Mufasa and chased away Simba so he could take control of the Pride. After Simba exposes Scar's lies, the two fight atop Pride Rock as the fires of revolution blaze below. Scar loses the battle. Pathetic and panicked, he blames everything on the hyenas, saying they were the true enemies. Simba spares Scar's life, banishing him. But Scar's final mistake? Turning on the very hyenas who made him king. In the smoke and shadows, the hyenas hear his betrayal. As he stumbles into the burning gorge, they surround him. The screen cuts to silhouettes as Scar is torn apart alive, his final screams swallowed by the roaring flames. Exploded. Wilson Fisk, better known as Kingpin, was a broken man, obsessed with one thing, his lost family. After his wife Vanessa and son Richard died in a tragic car accident. Fleeing in fear after discovering Fisk's violent side, Kingpin made it his mission to tear open the fabric of reality to bring them back. He built a particle collider capable of opening portals to other dimensions, hoping to steal versions of his wife and child from another universe to replace the ones he lost. During a battle beneath the city, the collider activates again, threatening to collapse the multiverse. Miles Morales finally steps up as Spiderman and overloads the collider. The collider detonates, vaporizing everything inside it. Kingpin, the man who tried to cheat death, died alone in the void he created. Canon Karma. Lord Shen was born into royalty, heir to the Peacock clan that ruled the prosperous city of Gongmen. But unlike his peaceful ancestors, Shen became obsessed with power, fire, and the future. He saw Kung Fu as a threat to his legacy, and believed that only through destruction could he create lasting control. His parents, horrified, banished him. That exile only hardened Shen's resolve. He spent years building weapons of mass destruction, giant cannons powered by gunpowder, to do what Kung Fu never could. The battle between Po and Shen was tense. Po achieved inner peace, which he used to redirect cannon fire with his bare paws. Po offered Shen a chance, but he didn't take it. In his final moment, he looks up, just as one of his own massive cannons breaks free from above and crushes him. He doesn't scream or run, he just accepts his fate.